We are in the fifth part of a series on dangerous leaders. We've been talking about 5 areas to look at. This will be the fifth, to assess whether or not the leader we're working with or the leader we're becoming is dangerous or toxic to the culture, to the environment, to progress, to success, to others, whatever it might be. When it comes to failure, dangerous leaders respond generally in 4 ways. First, blame. Shift the blame, put it on someone else. Start the fault-finding mission instead of the fact-finding mission. Instead of going to school on what happened and learning from it, let's, as soon as possible, get this monkey off our back. I may have created this or played a big part in it, and I'm pushing it away. So right away, I'm going to name others, blame others, and maybe even punish others. I may even really feel like, hey, I have landed some blame over here, and I'm going to show that person did this, and they're going to pay for it. The way they're going to pay is lack of access to me, or less of a bonus, or not invited to certain meetings, or not getting certain introductions to certain people, and so on. So there may be punishment along with the blame. Second is to deflect. Again, just change sort of the subject matter. And maybe we're talking about sales. Hey, sales are down in the electronics industry where we work. And they start to look over at the leader on, what's the deal with that? We thought we were working hard. It looks like we failed in meeting our objectives here. Well, I've looked at other industries as well. I don't know if you've noticed the automobile industry at this time, but they're dealing with some issues. And all of a sudden we're on some other topic, right? That deflecting is another way that a toxic leader or a dangerous leader deals with failure. A third way is to minimize it and just downplay it. You're in a university setting and they say, undergraduate enrollment is down 20%. And then you say, yeah, well, a lot of other places I hear it's down 30 or more. Okay, but ours is still down 20. So don't minimize it or act like it's not that bad by comparing it to others. Then finally, it's just plain ignore it. I hope we can move on, hopefully look the other way, make some brief comments, and let's move on to the next deal, the next challenge, the next decision. So that's the kind of behavior that we see in a leader that's dangerous to an organization. A good leader will face failure. They'll normalize failure. They'll learn from failure. They'll ask why. What happened? Why did it happen? Take it apart. Do the autopsy on it and see what we can learn so that we don't do it again. Bring the team in and do it together and use it to build our sense of purpose and mission and our effectiveness as a team. So you've got these 5 areas. We've looked at them throughout these posts. And whether it's problem solving or decision making or how power is used or stress or failure, what do we do with leaders that are acting out in these areas and creating this kind of trauma to an organization and becoming increasingly dangerous perhaps? Well, first thing you can do is confront it. Just name reality. Depending on the relationships, and I realize that these things are complex sometimes, but to name reality, to sit down and say, hey, you know what, can I have some time with you? I'm observing something, ways things are being said, or ways we are discussing things, or things we're avoiding. And I want to name a couple things and see if we can engage those, because I think we need some work on this. So it may be you confront them personally first. That's the best way. Or you may have to confront someone in HR or a manager or someone else, a board member, and say, look, I've got a pattern here. And be sure you have a pattern. Make sure you have not just an environment where, it sounds like a one-off and it's just a me and you kind of thing. It's better to say, over the last 2 months, this has been happening and this has been causing this kind of impact. A second thing would be to talk to the leader about the kind of impact they're having. Do they really know when they act this way, what happens to others? What happens to the team? What happens to success? What happens to the overall feeling and culture and motivation and inspiration of people when you act like this? Do you really know? Can we give you a little feedback there? Third is offer to partner and help if they're receptive to help. If they start to say, yeah, I do that a lot. Okay, can we work together on that? Can we do this as a team? Can we all be better leaders? And fourth, I would suggest coaching. If they're open to it and they're at a level of this sort of danger, not really far, but if they're at a place where they kind of see this happening, some good coaching can help turn the corner on that. But some people are going way past that, and your only resolve will be to remove them, get them off the team, get them out of the department, get them out of the organization. It's a hard thing to do. It may be the only thing you can do to save the culture, save the team, save the organization. Do not tolerate dangerous leaders. Dangerous leaders become destructive leaders, and that's the last thing we need. Take care.